Also, Douglas Holtz-Eakin, American Action Forum president and former CBO director. Senator Marshall, first let's start with you. Senator Lindsey Graham out with a big warning. The next $3.5 trillion bill that Democrats now want to pass with just Democrat votes, Senator Graham is warning there's nothing to stop them from raising taxes by whatever amount they want. He says $3.5 trillion. That's a lot. What do you say?
Yeah, Liz, you're absolutely right. Lindsey's right. This is a gateway drug to socialism as well as a taxing and spending spree. I think it'll be $5 trillion when it's all said and done. I think that this is going to mortgage our children's future. And don't forget this, it's taking money away from seniors. They want to take Medicare dollars away to pay for this. And one last issue, this gives transgenders a special situation for them to be a protected class as well.
Okay, well, that was an interesting footnote.
Yeah.
But Douglas Holtz-Eakin, what do you say to the fiscal gimmicks and the gymnastics about, what's going on and how they're trying to make like this isn't going to hit everybody's wallet, but it sure is. What do you say?
Well, I think there are really two different things going on here. One is the use of reconciliation, like the American Rescue Plan, the $2 trillion in March, and this next bill that they promised. The American Rescue Plan was a mistake. It overstimulated the economy, is poorly designed, so it led to a lot of inflation. The reconciliation bill is a recipe for much larger taxes, increases in the scope and size of government, and a lot of transfer programs that'll, again, heat up inflation. What they're talking about in this infrastructure bill is a very different animal. The CBO put out a paper that said, look, if you do this and you pay for it fully by cutting non-investment spending, you can permanently increase the size of the economy. That'd be a great thing. Now, obviously, they didn't fully pay for it. That's a reality that we face. And it would be nice if Senator Marshall had a vote between this bill and a fully paid for one, but he doesn't have that vote. We have a vote between this bill or none, and I think people of good conscience are going to land all over the place on this.
Yeah, so Senator Douglas Holtz-Eakin just made a good point. Can you respond to what he just said? I mean, Senator Mitch McConnell is saying that, the $3.5 trillion package that's coming, that it makes the infrastructure bill looks like a rounding error. Do you feel like you had your say in all of this?
Well, look, the good news here is we're about to jam Nancy Pelosi. I don't think she's going to know what to do this. She's tried to stop this on multiple occasions, so I think that this is going to jam her. I wish we could have had some amendment votes, but there's no doubt about is they want to raise your taxes. They want to raise your property taxes. They want to get after your 1031 exchanges. They want to get rid of the stepped-up basis, so they're coming after your wallets.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by jamming Nancy Pelosi? What do you mean by that?
Well, I just think she doesn't know what to do now. She did everything she could to blow this bill up. She never thought it would get to her. So now she's got her people on her far left and her moderates warring with each other right now. So she doesn't know what to do. And when they throw out $7 trillion on the floor over there in the House and they're all scrambling for it, she's going to be jammed.
All right. Well, Goldman Sachs, Douglas Holtz-Eakin, is saying that the U.S. GDP forecast has been downgraded at that firm to 1.5% to 2% growth. We're loading on a lot of debt and taxes and regulation of things like breathalyzers in cars, a national mileage tax that's going to hit the poor, the middle class, and the trucking industry. There's a pilot program for that. The more you drive, the more you're taxed. Infrastructure is just the dessert, Senator Bill Cassidy says, and Senator Mike Lee calls it an inflation bomb on the economy. Mohammed El-Arian warning about that. Larry Summers, Robert Rubin, Warren Buffett. What do you say?
Well, I think we've seen the inflationary spending that was in the American Rescue Plan, and there's more to come in this reconciliation bill. The reconciliation bill promises the highest level of government spending over a 10-year period relative to the economy, including World War II. So this is an enormous increase in the scale and scope of the federal government, and it comes with a lot of taxes. So this is a recipe for bad growth and a recipe for additional inflation. I think the infrastructure bill is a very different animal. As I said, done right, it takes inflation pressure out because it's productivity enhancing. Done right, it increases the size of the economy. This isn't done exactly right. We have to acknowledge that, but it may be better than nothing. It may be not, and that's the call you have to make.
Yeah, that's a great point. National Bureau of Economic Research says it's not going to really stimulate. So we've been here before. We'll be back here again with both of you. You will come back on, Senator Roger Marshall and Douglas Holtz-Eakin. Thanks for joining us. It's good to see you.